Okay, today I thought I would pull back the curtains and let you see the magic behind what's going on with Camtasia. So I just finished making a video about HR diagrams, and you can look it up. You can find it on YouTube. And the first thing we had on that was a title screen. So this is what you would have seen had you logged into that video. But I wanted to pull back and let you see what I was looking at. When I was making the video, this was the view that I had. So when you're using Camtasia, let me open up Camtasia here for you. And this is what Camtasia looks like. Try to fit it here into the screen. And one of the first things I do is I click on record the screen. And it's going to give me the option to record whatever happens on my screen. Okay, and you're going to notice that I have a countdown timer, and I can pause or stop it or delete it, which I do quite often when I flub over my own words. I found that it was handy to know that F10 would stop the video as well, because a lot of times I couldn't find this bar. And so I hit record the screen, and it gives me this area because I click on custom. I don't want the full screen. I want to have some stuff going on the screen over here that I can manipulate, but the person watching the video wouldn't be able to see. I choose to do my videos in Smart Notebook. For me, it works the best. It allows me to save some images to the side and then be able to drag them in as I need to as a really good library feature, and I can click from slide to slide to slide. And quite honestly, I'd used this my smart board for a long time. And so I was familiar with the software, and so it was just a perfect place for me to move over to. Okay, and I'm back, and you may not have even realized that I left. While I was talking, I realized that what I wanted to show wasn't on my next screen. I started to flub over my own words, so I stopped, saved where I was. I cut out the part where I had flubbed and misspoke, and then started a new video, and that's what you're seeing now. So as long as you don't stop in the middle of a sentence and you pause, you're able to just do it bit by bit, piece by piece as you move. So this is what that HR diagram video really looked like inside my Smart Notebook. I had things that I knew I was going to use, saved off to the side. I had these texts saved off to the side. Right? I didn't have any highlighting yet. So as I would talk, I would drag in the words that I needed. Now I found that this was a little easier than writing as I went. Sometimes I like to write, but my handwriting, while readable, is not as fast, and I didn't want to take so long. So I found that having some stuff pre-typed helps. I also found that having images that I could bring in or bring out added some interest that the students would be able to see visual aids for things that we were talking about. I intentionally keep the part of the screen that the students see, this visible window, a little bit lower so that I can go to my drawing menus here and select different colors and different highlighters, which I did on here when I would highlight the surface temperature and the magnitude. If you don't have Smart Notebook, one of the other things that you may be able to use is OneNote. So if you go into your OneNote up into Draw, you'll be able to select highlighters, different colors. One of the reasons that I don't use OneNote, I had experimented with it, as you can see when I bring my cursor around, right in here, it's a very small dot, and I often like to use that cursor as I'm writing as a pointing device. And so I think I can actually be a little bit more precise with my writing in OneNote than I can in a Smart Notebook, but I just don't feel as comfortable with using it for pointing or being able to drag in other images really easily. But ultimately, it comes down to what do you feel comfortable writing in? My guess is that there's some way you can annotate in PowerPoint that you would be able to draw. Even something as simple as using the Draw program that comes with every Windows, the Paint program that comes with every Windows. Just a few tips that I found were helpful in making my own videos. Okay, so I thought I would give you some tips that I've picked up along the way on making some of these videos. I'm by no means an expert. I have a lot of learning to do, but these are just a few of the things that I've picked up so far. First thing is don't feel like your video has to be perfect. I know that I started and stopped my video every time I made a flub up, the first few that I did, and it took forever. And I came to realize that the students really don't care. They're used to hearing me stumble over my words in class anyways, so this should be no different. So don't feel like every word has to be perfect and it has to be like the nightly news. Second, keep it short. It is so easy to talk on and on and on for a while. I teach 8th grade. I try to make my videos no more than 8 minutes, 1 minute per grade level. The most difficult part is keeping it short. I have guided notes that go with my videos, and that's how I keep my students accountable to know that they've watched them. I don't make them exceedingly difficult. Here's some guided notes for the seasons videos, right? Um, and so they're not too much, but it is enough that I can see that they watched it. And sometimes I'll put in one independent question that they have to on their own. What I really like to do with those videos is to walk around and to be able to interact with students one-on-one, say, explain to me why this is, and really see that they understand it. Using the guided notes, using the flipped videos as a chance to have more time with one-on-one students, not less. And finally, set reasonable expectations for yourself. I started off thinking that I was going to have a video for every topic and I was going to make a new one every day. For me to make an 8-minute video probably takes me about 45 minutes. I'm a pretty decent public speaker. I like to talk, and that's after a lot of practice. The first few took me hours. So maybe set a goal of doing one per unit, and then every year you can add on or have a teammate that could add on for you so that you can slowly build up your library.